Alright guys, we are back for another video on Talk City. Big game in the Premier League has just finished. Arsenal v Man City. Man City 3, Arsenal 1. Big result for Man City in terms of the title race and how that will affect Arsenal's confidence and also boost City's. Obviously the goal scorers for City, De Bruyne, Grealish, Haaland, and then the goal scorer for Arsenal was Saka with a penalty in the first half. In the first half, it was a very competitive game, a quite back and forth competitive game. Arsenal get the penalty after Tomiyasu's howler passing the ball to De Bruyne, and then a beautiful finish over Ramsdale. But Ederson penalty, bit of controversial one. There's some people I've seen think it's a pen, some people haven't. I think if it's a defender doing that, it's probably a penalty, and I think goalkeepers get away with a lot of things, so I do think it probably was a penalty. But yeah, it was a great game in the first half. Like I said, back and forth. In the second half, though, City, even though they didn't have a lot of the ball, Arsenal actually had a lot more possession. It was 64% possession in favour of Arsenal, 36 for City. You don't normally see that. I can never remember thinking City getting out possession in a game. It's normally City with most of the possession, and then when they lose, it's them getting hit with a low block and counter attacks. But today they've actually had less possession and won the game. And they probably won in transition, really, when you think about it. They didn't dominate the possession, like I said. They caught Arsenal with some good proper chances. With Grealish's one, a nice little move, pass across from, I think it was De Bruyne, to Gundogan, and then Gundogan to Grealish. Grealish was open in the space and he had the whole goal to shoot, and I think it deflected off Tomiyasu, who didn't have the best of games and eventually got subbed for Ben White. But in terms of the title race now, Man City are are in front of Arsenal now with 23 games played. They've got 51 points, 36 goal difference. That's what's keeping them ahead of Arsenal right now. But Arsenal do still have the game in hand, so if they win that game in hand, they'll bounce back above them. They'll be 3 points ahead of them. But yeah, the last four games for Arsenal in all comps they're winless. They lost against City in the cup. They lost against Everton in the league. They drew against Brentford in the league. Now, obviously tonight, losing a massive game. I think 2.5 weeks ago it was, maybe 3. They were 8 points clear in the league. It might be a month ago now, but it wasn't long ago that they were 8 points clear with a game in hand, and people were talking about 11 points if we win the game in hand. Now they're level on points. I've still got the game in hand, but question is, has that brought my beloved team, Man United, back into the title race? We are now 5 points behind City and we're on the same games played. Obviously, we've played City twice, so we can't really affect their outcome at all. But Arsenal and City have still got to play again, so hopefully the best result there is probably either Arsenal beating City or a draw, so they both drop points and then we can gain on both of them. Probably is a draw there is probably the best because we'll be at a gain on both of them. But yeah, thoughts in the comments. Are United back in the title race? Personally, I'd rather stay out of that conversation for now. We'll just keep winning our games. That they can talk about City and Arsenal, they can battle out, and then maybe we come in. But that's wishful thinking considering we're the only team still left in all four competitions. If we'll have a lot of games to play, and we've been hit with a lot of injuries recently. But anyway, let's moving back away from United, moving back onto the second half. It was a more dominant I wouldn't even say more dominant, just a more clinical performance from City in the second half, scoring 2 good chances. Defensively, Arsenal looked a bit poor in those transitions, and there were a lot of mistakes out of the back. Luckily, they didn't really get punished apart from the Tomiyasu one. But there was a lot more mistakes in the second half, being sloppy. Zinchenko got caught out a couple of times. I think Gabriel got caught out a couple of times, and I thought he could have done better on the third goal. I feel like he was tackling with his left foot when he could have just dived and put his body in front of it, Haaland. But it was a well taken finish, one touch, and then bang on his right foot. Yeah, I thought Arsenal were a bit underwhelming in the second half, but City took their chances. Eddie Nketiah, I do like what he's been doing since Jesus has been out, but he had 2 really good headers opportunities and put them both wide. They were great balls in from either side in both halves. He put them both off target, but realistically, I think got to be scoring at least one of them, if not, and at least getting them both on target. But it was skimming off his head. It wasn't his night tonight, unfortunately, and it wasn't Arsenal's night. It was Manchester City's, and that has put a spanner in the works. Can Arsenal regain the position? Like I said, if they win the game in hand, they will do. But it's squeaky bum time now for Arsenal. It's squeaky bum time. It's twitching. You know what I mean? It's twitching. Definitely, because those Arsenal fans a couple of weeks ago, they were ecstatic. They thought you know what, we've got a chance here. Now they'll be thinking, have we messed up here? Have we bottled it? That's what will be going through their minds. But it'll be interesting to see how the league plays out now. Obviously, your Champions League was on tonight as well, so that means City will be playing more games next week. I think United obviously play Barcelona tomorrow. Might do a reaction video to that also. And yeah, good game, good for the Premier League, makes it a bit interesting, see what can happen. But that's it from me today. Hope you've enjoyed. Drop a comment drop a comment who you think will win the league. Smash a like button if you've enjoyed. That's it from me today. Sooty out.